it's Debbie Pass from Resonate with a bit of an energy update. I haven't been online to do a bit of an energy update for a while. We've had a really big few years, all over the world. I can only speak from Australia specifically, that's where I live, but from all over the world we've had a really big time, with 2020 kicking off with COVID, and then 2021 being a massive year of ongoing and businesses and trauma and lots of things happening and the whole world being in division. I really do think we've had 2 really big years of very intense external vibrations interfering with all of our energy. And 2022 feels to me like a big mop-up year. It feels like there's a janitor, we're janitors at the moment, mopping up a lot of the mess. I myself didn't personally think I was overly affected, but I've realized that all of us on some level, and especially I've realized it in the last couple of months, it does feel like there's this like post-traumatic stress, and it sounds like a really intense word, and there's lots of different levels of trauma, but there feels like a real post-traumatic stress washing all over us, trying to digest what we've seen and felt and heard. And if you've been in Australia, I've been in the Byron Bay region, floods, bushfires, we've had that over all parts of the world and particularly our country. All of those things combined have kind of welled up inside of us, and you can't really spiritually bypass that by doing a meditation and going, let's just bring in joy to the world. It's obviously one part of the strategy, but you can't really do that to bypass this process, because we are physical beings and we do live in a 3-dimensional world with physical bodies and breath and people and the human herd all around us. Here's a couple of things I'd like to share with you around maybe how you could see this situation and maybe help you on your way. The first one is, I want you to think about the overriding emotion that you're sitting with after the post-traumatic stress of the last couple of years. For some people, it's flatness, dullness, or a little bit of depression even, and just flatness. I know that in the area I live in, with flooding happening or having just happened, it feels flat and a little bit, oh, that's big, It could be anger. That's what I've been sitting with for a while. Anger around what's going on, people losing businesses, people losing friendships over, decisions to vaccinate or not vaccinate, people talking about fear still around being around COVID. There's also sadness and grief. There's a whole range of emotions, and we can't really bypass them. So the idea is that we need to sit with them. So whatever it is for you, try and sit with it and experience, name it and observe it, and let it go through the body. It's the more aware we are of it, the more we sit with it, and the more we have awareness, the more we do move it out. And I learned some really great skills recently in my equine therapy training, which is based on a Gestalt style of therapy, and that is, the paradoxical theory of change says that if we want to change how we feel, we first must be here and now in the moment and accept what we're going through. If we don't do that, or we just transactionally try and rush through in life, then we end up like just building and growing this shadowy feeling. So I've been sitting with lots of anger. So I've tried to find creative ways of working that through, but just sitting with it, naming it and observing it is the big start to it. So the first one is, what's your overriding emotion, and just really sit with that. The second one's a little bit more proactive. The second one is, what's your outstanding sizzle or Shenpa? There's a beautiful Buddhist term called Shenpa, which is your sizzle, or what's getting under your skin, or what's bugging you or irritating you. That's a really good question to think about, because there's a couple of ways that you can manage that, because we've all got them, and I think the last couple of years have actually exposed more of them. There's been a lot of people that have, are broken up with relationships, or a lot of people that have changed careers or left different situations because, being locked down a little bit more really forced that change. So that's the first thing is this sizzle or Shenpa causing you to course correct part of your life? I know for me it has, and I'll share that at the end. For James and I in Resonate, we're really course correcting some of the things we're doing in our business, and I'd love to share that with you if you're open to listening to that after this. Course correction. Is there an area of life that this sizzle or Shenpa or this post-traumatic stress has caused you to really think about deeply and course correct? Secondly, what is really under your skin? Like if there is a sizzle coming up, take time to explore it. And so the questions might be, what am I tolerating in life that I shouldn't be, or where am I tolerating, or who, or, what is it that's happening that's just under my skin that I really need to think more clearly about? And the third area is that you might want to consider if you've got a sizzle or a shampoo is how can I be more generous and sensitive and nurturing to myself? And I want you to think in terms of physical, because we are in a very physical space right now. So rather than thinking mental or reflection or meditation, I want you to think about how can I treat my body better? How can I start to bring in some more gentleness and nourishment to my body so that I can really be kind to myself through this time, whatever that is for you. For some people that's swimming more or looking after your skin with oils, or for some people that's being more creative with your hands. But try and think about that. That's the third area I'd say is how can I kind of get some sensory luxury and comfort into my body, and without using substances and abusing substances, because they're often a way that we do that. So that's the two areas I want you to to think about, sitting with that strong emotion and looking at where your sizzles or your shempers are. So for those of you that are interested, there's a few things that we're really changing around our business or offering around our business, and we're always evolving, of course, creatively. The areas we're really passionate about is, for those of you that know us, we've been in this career for a really long time, and we've clocked up a lot of sessions between us, James and I, and we've done a lot of healing study, and we've looked at lots of areas of this whole metaphysical game and world. And we're co-creating, or we've been co-creating, James and I together, some training modalities or courses around healing that you don't have to be a practitioner or an aspiring practitioner to learn. You can just do it for your own self-interest, of course. But we're teaching two main modalities. We're teaching an energy medicine practitioner training, which is all the tips and tricks and secrets of how we do our energy work, repairing fields, looking at healing and working deeply in the metaphysical healing space. Energy medicine, we call it. That's on our website, so you can check it out. The second one is what we call spiritual alchemy, which is much more of a regression sort of healing modality, but we call it progression. It's like past life progression or ancestral progression, because the idea is we're not focusing on the bad, we're focusing on how we can progress people past some of their big life blocks. So we look at a number of areas, and that's also on our website. That's the second one. The third one is I'm teaching medicine wheel training. So those of you that have done an advanced meditation journey called the medicine wheel with me, it's a very specific and powerful way of accessing insights and healing. I'm teaching a weekend workshop on advanced medicine wheel techniques and training where you can facilitate your own groups, and it can be for business or personal, because it really does help insights, healing, evolution, and really supports you on your journey. It's a very physical but metaphysical journey meditation. So that's what the workshops that we're teaching. Of course, we have our online little component on our website called the School of Spiritual Intelligence, and we have a lot of really great programs and e-courses in there as well. So check them out. Some of our favorites are the Master Your Intuition, which is all about how to switch on your spidey senses and your psychic senses. There's also a shamanic grief process if you want to grieve someone that's passed away or have final words to someone that has left this earth plane, whether it be a long time ago or now. There's a really beautiful shamanic process. There's also meditations and lots of other things that you can do there. So check them out. I'd love to hear some feedback about what you're after and what you're looking for, and whether what we're offering is something that's exciting to all you guys. I hope you're finding your in peace and space and spiritual self in this time. Now more than ever, it's a time to transcend that lower mind and be in the higher mind or the spirit mind to really work through the challenges that we are presented with globally. Reach out if you need any help. I'd love to hear from you, and James and I wish you lots of love and energy and healing and peace. Thank you.